Oh, shoot. My bad. I'm here, just not fully physically here yet. Hold on. My bad. I didn't set everything up properly. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Haven, and today we're doing more Genshin. Because I want to get out of the prison so bad. I really thought we'd finish it last stream, but no, now there's more lore, there's more characters, but I'm happy we get to see some new faces. That is what I'm very happy about. So we're going to jump right in, get started. We have a lot of time today that we can actually do this. Probably like max 5 hours. Till then I'm like, hey, I need to go eat. So we're gonna do all that we can. As long as I get out of the prison, I'm happy with any progress I make today. Alright, now we gotta go back to the infirmary. Talk to Linny and Lynette, I believe. Is it actually on the lower level? Or no, it's not. We're good. Good. Alright, let's see what's up.
We're back! Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea? How can you be so much like Wriothesley, always drinking tea?
Why is everybody drinking tea here? It's like British people. But nah, I drink tea too. Only really to help me sleep, but no, tea's alright.
Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear two people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves, to the water, and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Wriothesley and Seishween.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I heard one male voice and one female, so it should have been the two of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Wriothesley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Linny sounds a lot more like his old self. Feeling better now, Linny?
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling
Yo,
a lot more
Kira!
relaxed now.
Oh, when are you streaming later today? Because I know you said you were.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Seishween is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
Just so then I, know to pop in and also make sure to make you drink water. That's what I always do. That's my intro. Is, I make people drink water. That's how you know I'm in chat.
Alright, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the Fortress of Meripede.
Okay, so much later in the night. Alright, I should definitely be able to, like, pop in and hang out for a bit. Make you drink water. I hope Sentinels wins, but I've not been paying attention at all to the games. So, I hope they're doing good. Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, I forget if it has to be the streamer or if mods can add redeems. I know we can put them on hold, but I don't know if we can add any. I think that might be up to streamers' choice for that.
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Linny.
Secondly, Wriothesley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Wriothesley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Wriothesley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Lenny's grasp of the big picture is amazing. He's very smart. I'd honestly want him as a playable character. Like, to play and stuff. I don't know how good he is though. But I really like his design, his personality, all that's really good. I just don't know how good he is. And I actually forget what weapon he is. I want to think it's either polearm or bow. I know he's pyro, but I forget actually what weapon.
You're super smart!
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly.
Why does Lenny wasn't even there with us, and he knows almost everything already? My God.
I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
Oh. After some deliberation, you shared the information you just learned with Lenny and the company. While sharing it, you emphasize that now is not the time for disputes.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Lenny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
We can work together again if necessary. I think they're being so formal because it's like this helps everybody, and also nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to be drowned by seawater.
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
Aww, the sound of that makes Paimon feel all warm and safe inside.
What was that?
Paimon's hungry.
Have to give the emergency food. Alright.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Alright, yeah, fair enough. Especially since you're playing, like, Valorant at the same time with those redeems, it's probably best to have it on a 5-minute cooldown. So then you have time to actually do it, like, drink water before the next one pops up if you're already doing something. Go to the cafeteria.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served at the coupon cafeteria.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well.
Oh, Sejwin's there.
Traveler and Paimon, over here. Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sejwin?
Sejwin. I keep saying Sejwin. I don't know which I think I'm replacing the I in my head with another E. Yeah, I still need to see your new video on that. Interesting title. It's a good title. It really does pop out because I was kind of concerned. Yeah, I'll pop in and make sure to. I'll give you water. We really should like reschedule that 10-man custom because that would be good. Just need to have like, I guess a better time. I'm not sure why people dropped out. I only dropped out, and I mean you know why is because I didn't really know that many people. So then the people I knew dropped out. So then it wouldn't be as fun because I know everybody else is gonna start getting real technical and more serious. And I don't know that stuff. I'm way below that.
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well. Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria. What would you like to eat?
Oh, I'm gonna say Dion was probably what his actual reason was. He decided to. I know he's been doing stuff with his family, so it's probably one of those things. And then I can see the Blake reason being real. How'd he drive without his computer though? Like you gotta bring that. Unless he has to bring his whole setup, in which I get it. But if he has like a laptop to bring. I'm assuming he's visiting? Blake is visiting? Gonna have to wait till spring to freaking see him. Or you guys. Well, yeah, 'cause he probably won't come down whenever Dion has his subathon.
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Then I'll take the tastiest stuff you have to offer.
Me too! Don't forget Paimon! No problem. Just leave it to me.
Oh wait, we're totally gonna get the strange meat again, aren't we? Oh god. Meal stage when ordered for you arrived unlike days prior, you had solely based on luck. So we get drinks and the really good food.
So delicious.
Free dinners are the absolute best, yeah.
Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Wait a second, we did do plenty of work after all. Feeling full yet? How's the food? Delicious.
Exquisite, thank you. I'm just gonna go with the regular compliment.
Glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed at the moment. Sigewin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings? A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melusine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you. You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister. Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear. Oh, and what did you mean back in Wriothesley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well? Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water.
Only there for a day and a half. Oh, the whole setup. Oh yeah. That'd be rough. And nah, the strange meat in here is like, I mean, you probably don't care too much about the Genshin lore, but like Sigewin, with her being a Melusine, they don't really have like the same tastes and stuff. And so it's a whole like forbidden rule thing. Like if you work for 3 days straight, really what happens is Sigewin, she'll make a meal for you in secret, but it's this strange purple meat, and it's supposed to actually help your body, but it just freaks people out because nobody knows what it is. It just looks weird, but it's actually okay.
Thankfully, Glorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Glorand left, to make sure that Linne wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Glorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linne as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
You were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervulette would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos.
I mean, maybe, but I think the courthouse keeps him busy enough. But that doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine Nervulette outside of his office.
Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
I don't even know if like in real life if there's any real purple meat that doesn't end up being an animal organ, because I'm sure there is some, but like if an animal's natural meat ends up being purple, that probably means a bad thing, but
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
yeah, I'm also getting there. This has got to be the first time we've seen her actually lay on something and not just float. It's weird to see that, like, her gravity turns off. She actually can lie on the bed. Wow, she really immediately fell asleep.
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
Of course, it's about food. Good night.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Uh-oh.
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
She definitely lives to eat. The emergency food lives to eat. Wake up, Paimon. We need to get out of here and see what's going on. Ah, shoot. It's probably the sea stuff. Please tell me nobody's dying. Hello, welcome on in. Currently checking out an emergency in Genshin and seeing what is happening. Why are people yelling?
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye!
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! There you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Uh-oh. What, did we do
Run
something?
around. Do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Lafaroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Oh, good. I've been waiting for some more cutscenes.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
You said His Grace said to evacuate outwards?
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Then that means whatever happened must be down below. No. Is that the gate at the very bottom?
Oh no, it can't be that thing.
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke. You two just go and get out. Go on without us.
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Hopefully everybody will stay fine.
Attention, please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Go, 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 go. And the stairs are already open, so that definitely confirms it. I wouldn't think of anything else that put the prison in that much of a danger.
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Oh yeah, he's cryo. That looks so cool.
Three, two, one.
Damn.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Damn, that was good. It's nice that it was a longer cutscene too.
Why are you here?
They outdid themselves with that. That was like, that's a good longer cutscene. And haven't seen a cutscene in a hot minute.
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
Okay, you can explain everything else to me later.
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Can we? Oh wait, it's right there. I can just walk. It's fine.
Let's move out.
Sometimes I wish characters were a little faster. But luckily nothing is timed, so that is good.
Let's move out. Look! There are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there. The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry.
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
I will do my best.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course! How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler.
I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
She is so beautiful. My goodness. I'd stay here all day if I could, but we need to continue with the story. But I love her. She is one of my favorites. So this is the Knave, the head of the House of the Hearth and Linnea's sibling's father. She certainly does not seem easy to deal with. Pleasure to meet you two.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time.
Everybody loves their tea in Fontaine.
See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
She is very, very nice looking. Like, even besides any kind of... I mean, she's not really a fan service character, but even besides her, you know, her chest, like, her all-around design, I love it. It is a very big contrast from all the very, like, colorful, saturated characters, while she has a more, like, dark, monochrome kind of vibe with red, like, kind of sparsely throughout. It's a very big change compared to all the other characters. Not a big change, but, like, it's different, but a good different. She seems friendly enough, but I can't be all there is to her. The Knave is a force to be reckoned with. I should be very cautious around her.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
It's quite tasty, and I think Paimon agrees too.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
Wait, Child should have no reason to have said something like that.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
I have faith in his abilities.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Farina looks quite nervous. There must be some kind of bad blood between her and the Knave.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Nuvillette.
I managed to find a few leads on his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
I'm gonna guess... probably we've been in the prison for probably about 2-3 weeks max. So it has definitely been a bit. And then we only entered like a week after, so it's been like about a max month in game?
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Mirapede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
Oh no, Paimon's statement just left us wide open.
The Fortress of Mirapede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
We do not. But there is also no evidence that he was injured or killed.
That is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the opera house. Is it something like that?
We didn't get really arrested. We were under false charges to go in and investigate for Neuvillette and Farina to be on the other side that is in the Fatui. But so we had to be in there for a bit to do some investigation stuff, but not truly arrested. That kind of business. More undercover. She's turning up the pressure. I'm not sure if I'll be able to convince her, but I can at least try to distract her from Farina. That sounds good to me, yes.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Cutscene, yes!
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Well, I mean, he is semi-non-human. He might actually be able to handle the water. I think.
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
It's been suppressed, but I'm guessing it's because he's either not of Fontaine origin, or because he's a technically non-human that he was able to actually handle the water and not immediately perish. And his hydro powers are really impressive. I do not know how he isn't the technical Archon, but I know the rest is supposed to be girls. So maybe it's just like they're doing close enough as they can, you know?
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
Oh my god, everybody in their tea. I mean, it's a nation of water, and based off the French, but I really thought it was the British people that had more tea. I guess maybe the French out of fanciness.
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke.
Ooh, what kind of tea?
Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Marmonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I've considered pulling for him.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house.
What kind of tea is that? Let me Google that. Oh, an artichoke tea. That's cool. The only tea I've been drinking lately is sleepy time tea, which I believe is just chamomile. No, not chamomile tea, but for some reason under a different name. I don't know if there's any real difference between the two. But it helps me sleep, and so I'm using that. I need to see how much I have left though.
Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
Farina's not acting like her usual self. She's actually seriously refuting the knave's accusations. She means what she says. She's not putting on a front.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
So was that all a lie? Or can she not really tell us? She was so full of conviction and confidence just now, but now she's like a deflated, being deflated like a popped balloon.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
That's a poor excuse, girl.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
I feel like it's really been more Nervulet doing anything about it than her. And I don't really know if it's even her fault that she doesn't know what's happening around her. Like, if she's being like, kind of babied, or if she's really that blindsided. So, for the Fontaine prophecy, it's prophecy that is at, I forget if there's like a kind of time period, but that primordial seawater that Nervulet, the white-haired guy with the blue stripes in his hair, just stopped, that will cover all of Fontaine, leaving Farina to be the last one to survive. Because she is the god, so she's gonna have to suffer with all her people dying. Because that primordial seawater, it's only with people born from Fontaine that it will dissolve them. And so then she will be the only one left because she is an Archon.
Oh, that look in your eyes.
So they were almost flooded.
Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
She doesn't know.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina.
It's probably Nervulet.
I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nuvilette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
These aren't topics I can speak about. I don't even know what Nervulet's task was. If I had to guess, he probably went down to deal with the surging primordial sea. But can he really deal with it all by himself? Yeah, he can. And is Farina being truthful or not?
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise.
I mean, I'll take it. If it's good. As long as it's not poisoned, I'll take it.
You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
The knave proceeds to change topics and bring up a number of less significant matters.
Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
No, don't leave. I want to keep looking at you. Your design is so good. You're so pretty.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Of course.
Paimon's coming too!
Okay, then I guess we're just meeting her right outside. We have to go all the way up there. Is that really where his office is? Well, I guess where just a regular meeting room is. There's other characters with boobs. It's Genshin. I mean, Honkai games in general are kind of like that with some of their characters. Genshin less so, but I think they actually... I feel like they focus a good amount on the story for Genshin instead of that, but I don't know. I haven't played any other Hoyoverse games.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
What do you want to say?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
How are you gonna do that, miss? I'm sorry, I'm like touching my screen. I love her. There's no need. I didn't think that's what you wanted to talk about.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you?
No.
The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children.
Was there nothing else you wanted to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the Fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me.
He very much is a leader of his own, but he's also protective of things he doesn't want to lose.
By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina? You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't
so
he
they had
say
a
he was
spy.
coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Furina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Yeah, she seems to be more the front of everything, so while she's declared Archon, she doesn't do the work of an Archon.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you.
Ooh, I like that outfit of hers. It is... Sorry, she's so hot. She's too hot. I love her. I'm so glad I have her, and I want to keep learning more about her.
You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
my goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
A
Who
curse?
are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me. I'm begging you, please.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the Fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Ooh.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Iudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the Fortress of Meripede will be a front. Lenny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
I may watch it, because I'm probably going to end stream around then.
You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
I like how her character's like... She's not a goofy Archon. Sorry, Fatui Harbinger. Like, she's very diplomatic. She's very good at executing everything in a way that's, like, thoroughly thought out. And she's not looking to really harm anybody. She just wants to take the Gnosis and help the people of her homeland. Otherwise, her being a Fatui is really more for the Gnosis part. Otherwise, she wants to help Fontaine and her orphans. So, she doesn't initially seem like a bad person. She's Fatui, that's the one thing that makes her bad. Otherwise, if she didn't have that title, she'd be a perfectly good person. Like, in terms of taking care of orphans and, you know, helping them.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
I mean, not fully, but I guess technically.
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, Even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
How did you come to that conclusion?
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon. Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
Yeah, sadly, that seems to be the truth.
Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
Hello, welcome on in! We're currently dealing with the Knave, and Neuvillette just stepped into the scene. So I wonder how this is gonna go down.
Returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
May we ask what happened down there?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate.
Yeah, we're getting to see more of him, and I really like that we're finally seeing some more characters. I'm honestly considering pulling for him if he ever comes up, but I need to look into even what I'd need for him and how many pre-buffs I have, which I don't think I have a lot. I actually don't know when he's coming up next either. As for what happened to on our side, you count the happenings of the tea party to Neuvillette.
So as expected, the Knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Can I ask you some questions?
Permission granted.
You have enough power to force back the Primordial Sea. Does this mean you have some deeper connection with the Hydro Archon?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
What did you sense in the Fortress of Meripede? Did you manage to protect those that need to be defended? That's this first one.
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
He controls the weather? The clear sky suddenly filled with dark clouds. The rain became heavier, light rain soon growing to a downpour. Just moments before, Neuvillette has just mentioned his sense of grief. Thinking back to that legend and what Freminet, I think I'm pronouncing that right, said, it said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. Wait, Neuvillette, you can't be.
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the dragon Sovenger of water. Hope I said that right.
Dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised.
I'm not surprised really. I mean, you can look at his eyes kind of by the hair wisp. You can kind of tell he's not fully human. And I had suspicions, but he otherwise doesn't have a whole lot of a lot else that like gives away dragon. But honestly, it really does fit him.
Farina?
Neverlet, are you listening?
Ah, my apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
I mean, who else are we gonna tell?
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
I mean, we weren't there, but we did see in a scene that he didn't like get rid of it. He just suppresses it, so doesn't exactly fully solve the issue, but it can delay it for the time being.
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried.
Can we just go in there? I mean, I guess at this point it's probably fine. I mean, most of the prisoners or just residents are going to be outside or just coming back in. Sure, see you later, Nervulet.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Hi, welcome on in! Or really, welcome back. Oh, that's a lot of, oh my god, that's... Oh wait, wow, that's far. I did not realize that. I'm doing alright. Hoping to... Well, we're finally really done with most of the prison. We're just coming back to look at stuff. How are you doing?
More speed.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
That's good, right? Right. Yeah, I'll just let this autoplay.
A bare-teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. I love Linny's design and his personality. I'm not sure how good he is as in like actual playing him as a character, but
Looks like you're recovering nicely from it, eh?
Otherwise, I mean, he's pretty good. He's a very upbeat character compared to everybody else. He seems pretty normal.
Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clorant in person.
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
I love all the voices they've been doing for Fontaine characters. They're all really good picks. Like, they all really perfectly fit the characters and how their personalities are supposed to be. It was a little surprising.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
Huh. That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
We're having lots of tea and cake while we're here. Okay, and I think everything else is on the lower floors. We'll go to the office one next. Oh, shoot!
I'll be back.
That's fine. That's fine. Whoops. Yeah. I mean, some of the cakes look good, kind of. I mean, some of them don't have as much effort put into them, but it's like, it's not the main piece, but with how much cake and tea everybody's having, you know. Oh, it wants me to go below, huh? Okay. Or... yeah, we can look around and it'll probably tell me at some point. Okay, there we go.
Courier, Miss Sishween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? What's you two?
Junior, Lurvine, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
We're fine, thanks.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
They really are. Yeah, I feel like Paimon's voice got a bit better in Fontaine, because I know people... I think it was while, like, Paimon and Sumeru, people were concerned that they were, like, changing her voice more and more to make her more annoying and make people hate Paimon more. But in Fontaine, I feel like they toned it down, so it sounds more like normal Paimon, I guess? I don't know how exactly real that was, though.
Not at all!
I don't think we're gonna be doing anything more down. I want to feel like everybody else went up. They're still saying something in the office. So I'm gonna go down, check that out real quick, and otherwise, then I might. Oh, I can't go down, so I guess we're probably done here.
Let's move out.
I could get if like they made sense for changing Paimon's voice at the very end for people's suspicions of her having to do something with that unknown god at the very start. But doing it like in the middle of the game, it kind of made no sense for them to do that in Sumeru. I don't know why they did that. But I feel like they went back on that. Paimon sounds less squeaky. She sounds more like normal Paimon, which is great. Yeah.
You guys are back?
We lived!
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
No.
Huh? No, not at all.
Ah, and here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd help.
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
I'm sorry, I'm accidentally clicking through this a little too fast.
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals. Is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
I'm sure the welfare meals must have just skyrocketed in quality recently. It's so interesting like that. People just they like living down in this society, whether or not like they could be free.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Alright, and then last group is where? Okay, I'm glad they're all like about on the same floor. Sejwin! Sejwin! I keep saying Sejwin.
Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
Don't worry, we're both doing great.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it?
A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulet paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being.
I love her design. I love all the pastel colors. And like her color palette is so well made.
Of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided.
How did Nervulet know that he was needed here?
Well, Monsieur Nervulet has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so relieved to see that you're both alright. If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days.
We're staying. I mean, can't really go anywhere else at the moment. Yeah, she's so adorable. Her tale is like a little tragic, but it's good that she's kind of fitting into everything.
Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel free to visit the infirmary for a break at any time. I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know. They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
And now to talk to Wriothesley. Okay. And now for more tea.
Let's move out.
Well, maybe. Maybe more tea. I wouldn't be surprised.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
Where's your tea, sir? You always have tea.
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think that's going to work.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Cloran received lipstick instead.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from Sigewinne too?
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
I guess we kind of have a rented cell here?
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
Is food still covered?
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Hooray!
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
And he does have tea, but everything is empty. Alright. Oh, I guess we are actually gonna rest in our dorm. Huh, okay. I mean, I guess it's more free than getting a hotel anywhere. Yeah, she's just waiting for some snack time with everybody, just to get all the cake. Steal it from our plate too. So I'm wondering what exact step we're gonna take next in the questing. I know there's a lot more that I'm behind on.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it
True.
really doesn't feel the same.
It feels like a huge weight off our shoulders.
Sure feels that way. But the truth is, we never did anything bad to begin with, so I'm not sure why we put so much pressure on ourselves.
Paimon, is there something you'd like to say?
Huh? How did you know?
Because you usually just immediately fall asleep.
Hey, that's not true! Alright. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all. It's like, we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
We're the best adventurers ever. Yeah, I'm surprised we just stuck as a good duo, though. Paimon is somewhat, like, just speaks for us in cases, but we get the work done either way.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
Being a guide counts too.
Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward. Just our thoughts making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too.
I feel like it'd be a bad idea to give Paimon a weapon, though.
The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary. We should be safe now, right?
We'll be fine, so don't worry, Paimon.
Alright then, good night to you, traveler.
Good night to you too, Paimon. She's just a little brave soul. Even if she kind of hides behind us at some points, but that's because we got the sword. I swear to God, he better not have died. What is that? It's freaking huge. Oh, and it looks like he's actually stuck in the primordial sea water. But he can't die, luckily. Damn. Wait till the next day. 8 to 12. Got it. Day after tomorrow. Tomorrow? That should be fine. I may not be the biggest child fan, but I feel like now he's gotten more involved in the story. He needs to be alive to, like, you know. I feel like that would be too simple of an ending for child. Return. Okay, fine. I'll return to my dorm. Some time has passed since the incident. Your sentence is almost finished.
Now for a little rest after breakfast. This is the life.
Oh, I wonder if we actually don't have to work anymore, since we get food for free.
Wait a sec. Isn't something important supposed to happen today? Oh, today's our big day! We're supposed to leave the Fortress of Mirapede! Come on, we've got to go complete the release procedures now!
Masquerade of the Guilty. Oh no, yeah, she'd totally sleep all day here if she could. Well, maybe in a little nicer of a place, but the beds here probably aren't too bad. Okay, I'm gonna regain my stamina so I do not kill Kokomi as well. I will revive Eula at some other point. Probably at a statue, because the last time I made food was months ago. So I don't have a ton of it. Oh, she's right here. I feel like she was a lot farther.
Please, sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the Fortress of Mirapede via the regular channels.
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and... Huh?
Not again. Please, come on, man.
What's happening?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, thanks. But I wonder what that tremor was just now.
I really hope it's not the seawater.
Let's go ask the Duke.
But then we get to see more Nervulette, so I wouldn't be mad about that.
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
Yeah, just as long as it doesn't get worse, then we're okay.
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface. Over the years of serving as the warden here, I've developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems we need to get back up to the surface and ask about what happened. By the way, do you know what day it is today?
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
Wait, seriously?
Actually, today is the day we say goodbye to the fortress.
Ah, yes. Have you completed your release papers?
Yep. It's you two. Are you leaving now? That's right! Today is our last day in prison! But now that Paimon says that, it doesn't feel like we were confined here. It's actually been pretty nice!
A lot of people have helped us out.
Oh yeah, Paimon feels fond of this place now.
I'm 20 going on 21 in like half a year.
Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
You're not going to see us off?
Yeah, I'm what some of my like a year or two younger friends will call ancient.
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
Well, you actually agreed. No worries, you must be busy. Paimon was just joking.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too?
No, that's alright. It's not like we'll never visit again. I mean, I'm sure we'll probably be back here at some point.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back to see you. Paimon really likes the cafeteria here. The chefs sure do know how to make good grub.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Meripede is finished. That's the end of another chapter in our journey. And since Nervlet was the one who asked us to come here, we should probably go report to him now. Next up, the Palais Mermonia.
You're going to see Monsieur Nervlet? Please pass on our kind regards.
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the Palais has been terribly busy these days. Tell him that I hope he hasn't been overwhelmed by the recent string of troubles.
Oh yeah, no, she's just waiting like, you don't have cake? Okay, we're gonna go somewhere else and go get cake. I forgot there's a whole layers business. There we go. Where's the statue? Okay, let me heal people real quick. There we go. I'm still gonna stay on Kokomi for now. But yeah, I'm wondering when we get to have our snack and tea with Linny, Lynette, and Fremine. Which I'm getting better at pronouncing all the new names. Some of them are a little tricky, but...
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Nervlet did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves in.
Oh, I didn't notice they have little wings.
Seems a lot has been happening.
I think the names are just like the way they are to make them sound more like French European names, but some of them are they just make it really hard to pronounce. But then you just gotta hear it a lot, kind of get it more in your head. Like, I don't think I can pronounce Wriothesley's name right, because I feel like I'm off, but there's also a lot of letters in his name. So it may look more complicated than it actually is.
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment, as there are some urgent matters I must tend to first. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
That's alright, we just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
I'll probably stop about either 5 p.m. CST or 6 p.m. CST. So about like an hour and a half to 2.5. Wait, not a half. Like either in 2 hours or 3 hours. I got quite a bit of time today because I'm off. So I'm good to play for quite a bit.
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Meripede, and it appears that you have managed to complete all the release paperwork.
That's right, and we came here to see you right away.
You and Paimon tell everything that happened and stuff regarding Child
massive
to Neuvillette.
whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the Primordial Sea.
Yeah, which somehow Child is surviving in. I mean, he's not a Fontaine birth, but it is still the Primordial Sea, and it affects everybody in different ways.
A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Teyvat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how? And is he okay?
He's not from Fontaine, so he won't dissolve.
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself.
There's something we'd like to ask you about.
Yes? What is it?
Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, you're also free to lurk if you wish. Sadly, I don't know how good the commands are for YouTube in that sake, but... because you have to set them up yourself. No, on Twitch you do too, right? I think? No, I haven't really messed a lot with the commands I've made. I've made a few, but Stream Elements has given me issues time and time again, so when it works, I rejoice. What was the tremor that we felt earlier?
Ah, right! Paimon felt it too! We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's exactly what I was busy with a moment ago. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at an alarming rate.
Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of a active chat and chat with somebody.
The water levels rose? Oh no! What about all the people there?
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time, and have already returned to normal now. However, I still have a bad feeling about the whole phenomenon. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than it appears.
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her!
Yes, Spina de Brozula's... I totally forgot how to pronounce that. Headquarters is there.
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately formulate disaster prevention plans for the surrounding coastal areas to avoid potential catastrophes. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once I've finished things here.
Sounds like a plan.
There's no time to lose! Let's get going!
Please be careful.
We haven't seen Navia in a while, so it'll be nice to visit again.
Oh no! What happened here?
All the buildings seem in pretty rough shape now. There's nobody around. Were they all dissolved? No. Let's not assume the worst yet.
Navia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still... Paimon means we need to check on her.
Hopefully she is fine. I really would hate for her to actually die. Well, there's one person alive, so I would hope she is too.
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here. Oh, this is getting scary.
Oh yeah, I remember you. Welcome on in. We're finally all done with dealing with the prison, and now we're back to trying to do stuff with Navia.
What will I ever do now?
Yeah, all the places look so nice. They really outdo themselves with all the scenery.
Look! There's someone on the roof over there!
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right, just hurry. I'm not young anymore. How will I survive on my own? My Desiree!
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
Oh.
My leg! My leg!
So it looks like they all had to get up in a panic. Not so nicely either.
How could this have happened? It hurts!
Just hang in there. Help is on the way. You can hold my hand if it makes you feel better.
His hand just floating there. I would hope Navia didn't go out this suddenly. But it seems like definitely some people did get captured by the water.
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
She's alive! But not happy.
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson, so we came as quickly as we could.
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose. It caused quite the disturbance, in fact.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but we've run out of medical supplies.
He's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately climbed up to the roof. Once the water receded and he saw the ground, he became terrified and eventually...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue mission in the meantime.
All right, you'll be in charge. I'm sorry. Where were we?
She is very pretty. I really like her design. They really did such a good job with all the character designs in Fontaine. Like, all the color palettes work so well. And all the little details are really nicely done.
The situation in Poisson?
Ah, right. Allow me to explain. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded on an aquabus. But before we knew it, water started pouring out from everywhere. The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just ordinary water, leaking from somewhere. Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly disappeared. Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people fell from significant heights. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. Fortunately, the water began to recede after some time, and the chaos came to an end. The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. To ensure everyone's safety, I've asked the people there to leave as soon as possible. No one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now is try our best to help evacuate the residents. We still haven't completed the head count, but we'll have some numbers soon.
How awful. And all of this just came out of nowhere.
I'd almost wonder if it's like ripple runoff from when it was already trying to come out in the fortress and being shoved back in, it kind of rippled out somehow. I feel like Poisson's quite far from the fortress. Yeah, I'm very glad she's still alive. I feel like we could definitely be spending more time with her, and this would be a very short end for her.
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that everything that just happened was a bad dream.
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Yeah, we're here to help.
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this. You don't know how much it means to me. I really can't express how grateful I am.
Wait, we're missing some people, aren't we?
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
By the way, where are Malus and Silver? Oh, shoot.
Demoiselle, we've got a situation here.
I'll be right there. Sorry, I need to go for now.
She's experienced so much tragedy in her life. She needs a break.
And off she goes. Seems it might be a while before she can take a break.
Navia's talking to people. I
The
would
rooms
read
are
those
being
off, but they
tended
always
to,
go too fast.
And we finished a preliminary head count. More support has just arrived, so I suppose I finally have a moment to focus on my own matters.
Oh, poor girl.
Of course, we should remain ready for anything, and continue doing our best to rescue others. I'll be sure to have everyone at the Spina di Rosula ready to render assistance. Traveler, Paimon, would you two accompany me to my father's grave for a moment?
Huh? Right now?
I understand.
Thank you.
I guess this will be the closest place to go. And I guess while she's talking, we kind of get to see more scenery of Fontaine. They really outdid themselves with this nation. It looks so pretty. Like everywhere's so well done. They didn't cut it short.
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think there'd be a ton of people here visiting graves.
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Navia?
There's no need to push yourself so hard.
Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver. They won't ever come back here again.
So they got by the water too. Probably trying to protect her.
What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened to them?
Navia, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still, I was the one who initiated it. They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time, and they were caught in the seawater.
What should we do?
I've known them for so long, and I know they weren't afraid. But I could at least hold a funeral for my father, and I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just gone. I just can't.
She suffered so much loss in her life.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half bad.
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa. Perhaps...
How could Master ever be upset with you, Demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later, no matter who you are.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, Demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking around.
I'm quite serious. That way, it will save us both the trip to see each other whenever you visit your father's grave.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two of us could certainly be considered Master's closest companions, no?
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. All right. I'll remember your requests.
But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the journey even if I had to visit you two somewhere else.
I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. But here I am breaking that promise.
I mean, you can't really help it though. You can make headstones, but not where their bodies lie.
I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this. I don't usually cry, really.
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better. But, well, she understands how you feel.
I'd always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that I think about it, that never solely relied on me. Many things can only be accomplished with someone else's help.
That's alright. Have fun, whatever you do. And you're good to lurk if you would like to. You know, like leaving like the tab open and like muted or whatever. Whatever you would prefer to do, I hope you do have fun. And thank you for coming!
Malus and Silver have helped me so much. But by contrast, I could do nothing for them.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Yeah, we're here for you.
Thank you. Right now, you don't know how much that means. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena, Khan, Burnett, Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville, Jolienne, Esson, as well as Malus and Silver.
That's a lot of people.
Everyone else is safe. But still...
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Malus and Silver. But we were able to save more than we anticipated.
I mean, that's the bright side of things.
The overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
No one's sacrifice is truly necessary.
Right! Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another, sure, but that isn't something we should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. Thank you, Paimon. What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually. I'll remember your words.
Oh, Really?
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
Why is she here? I mean, I love her and all, but this really isn't the moment. Arlecchino, come on, girl.
The knave? What are you doing here?
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them to higher ground. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
This is why, like, if Arlecchino didn't have the title of Fatui and she was just a normal person, she actually really seems to be a good person at heart without having to do Fatui's bidding. With the Fatui involved, it does make her a bad person. But otherwise, like, she's trying to be helpful to the people of Fontaine.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter, but that doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, it never even crossed my mind that a Fatui Harbinger would come looking for me. Thanks to the Knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with.
I mean, fair enough.
My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed that firsthand, in any case. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster. Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person. And they weren't the price paid for other salvation. They chose to become heroes themselves.
So I guess they had a noble death, so that is something to celebrate, in a way.
I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words. But right now, there's nothing more suitable. They really did become heroes.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate, then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention.
Wonder how many
By the way,
she has.
Paimon, one more thing.
Yes, very pretty lady.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh? This isn't right. Paimon thought you would ask us to walk with you for a moment so you could tell us something in private.
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance.
Yeah.
You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Maripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals.
So the time for jolly cooperations has come?
Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence network with you.
Okay.
During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times, and seem to be worth investigating in many ways. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation is becoming more urgent, so any pertinent information will prove extremely precious. My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster struck, and at present, we're all busy prioritizing the rescue effort.
So that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you, which is why I want to give you this task.
Are you sure this will be okay? Can you trust an outsider like me?
The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh, that somehow makes Paimon feel kinda happy.
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family, it's only natural that I freely share it with you.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right? We can handle that.
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins? You need to rest.
She does need rest, but she might need a good distraction, especially if all the rescue is pretty much summed up.
Well, I'm sad, yes, but I can't just go back and plop myself into a chair by the roadside and do nothing. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. As my father's successor, I must live up to the hopes he had in me. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself. I need something, a distraction, to keep my mind off Malus and Silver.
Navia is strong, but she needs company right now. We can be that company if she goes to explore the ruins with us.
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. What do you say, traveler?
We'll go explore the ruins together.
All right. The ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
Okay, the three of us will handle it. Come on, let's pack up and get going.
Dang, I'm almost AR-56. I don't have any waypoint, sir. So, it looks like we're gonna go to here and fly our way over as much as we can. Which, with how big this mountain is, doesn't look like we'll be able to immediately do that. Not sure how far we are into the story, like if we're near 4.3 content or anything like that. I want to think we are. But I know from 2 spoilers I've seen, I'm definitely not near some other content that I've seen yet. So we're like maybe at the halfway point of being up to date, including really coming from 4.6 stuff. I don't know all that's in 4.7 yet. I know there's some new stuff, and I'm really trying to avoid it. We're going dungeon hunting. Oh, I wonder if this will let us try out Navia.
Are these the ruins the knave was talking about? Whoa, talk about old.
They seem to be pretty ancient, all right.
Let's go in and have a look.
Just be careful.
Alright. I mean, pretty much all my team is set. I have the team that constantly out that is my highest level and most built characters. Whether they're built in a way that people like them is a different story. But you know, it'll work. There's a few that I want to get up there like Ganyu. I think I have her level 70, but she's not fully built in terms of artifacts, so I have to grind more for that and to try and complete my Eula. Because Eula's not fully complete yet either. She has some stuff that needs a little tweaking. Same with Diluc. But Pyro is harder.
Shut up.
Oh, I'm so glad that my Eula still does as much damage as I hope her to do. She does good, but it's like, you know she can do better.
Allow me.
Crush. Shut up.
Don't let this take too long. I really thought it'd let us try out Navia, but I think it did once before. So, probably not again. Alrighty then. Oh! Thanks for the late warning, Paimon. I try and make sure not to miss any chests. Just, you know, to be safe.
This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
It is an ancient place, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Primordial seawater seems to be linked to a lot of ancient things just because it's always just stuffed underground, suppressed, so nobody else can see it and witness it. So, you know, people go searching for it.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too.
Yeah.
A Fontainian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell in.
Yeah, it's like super, like, kind of dark midnight purple. I don't think that's a shade of any color, but you should go back to safety, Navia.
Right. You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here.
Really, Paimon?
Don't get Paimon wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's just that...
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. I'll leave this to you.
From the look of things here, maybe there's no way back. Yeah, I don't know how she's gonna get all the way back up.
That complicates things. Maybe the only way left is forward.
In that case, do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. So staying here wouldn't be safe either. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
Seems like there isn't another option.
All right. Come with us for now then, but please be careful.
You're gonna like just give her a piggyback ride. I feel like that'd be really uncomfortable for her in her dress, but you know.
Oh no, it's a dead end. Let's try climbing over from the side.
This is a really funky ladder. I guess really we could climb the wall, but it's probably a little better that we do this. Just in case the game says no. Oh. This should connect.
Let's move out.
Yeah, it does. Magical door? Open the door! Just reminds me a lot of what's that place? I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for it. Wrong part of the map. Wrong part of the map. Reminds me a lot of the place near the shrine in Kanamiya. I wonder if these two will actually be connected in some way. And oh, what's with the FOV? Okay. Oh, okay. Whoops. Just barely slipped through a crack. But I guess the game really didn't want to give us any chance of recovery.
Wait, there's something wrong with this bridge.
That's why we gotta run. Or cutscene. Cutscene run. Yes. It's probably because it's so ancient here. No! Please don't die, please don't die, please don't die, I swear to God. Aether voice is lovely, but please don't let Navia die. It's too soon for her.
Demoiselle?
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Maloose.
Hmm? Oh, was I sleeping?
Yes, it would appear so.
I must be tired.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
Oh, right. I nearly forgot. It must have slipped my mind when I dozed off. I haven't had a nap today yet. Have I? This is a familiar feeling, yet something's a little strange.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. No, I'm fine. I was just trying to recall why we came out for a walk.
Cheese indeed!
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before with foreign merchants who had a debt dispute with him, and we'd resolved the matter not long ago.
I was just checking something, and now I know Stream Alerts is screwing me over again. Want to what? You're good to say it. I'm just checking something out real quick. Because I usually have the chat up on my phone too, just to kind of watch over things out of OBS view. And there's a new subscriber, so thank you very much. And let me update the overlay. Because we love when Stream Elements decides not to work. Oh yeah, I should be able to join, especially because other plans also got canceled and I'm not working, so yeah. And yeah, I still have Fall Guys. That's why I have Epic Games. I totally forgot that's where I got Fall Guys from. Yeah, I have that. Yeah, I can join. That's, I think, 7 p.m. CST? If everything's still about the same time? Yeah, I can do that. I don't mind double streaming. I'll have time in between so then I can go eat something. There we go. Now I updated the stream elements. We're almost to 50! Yeah, okay, yeah, I should definitely be able to join that. So yeah, you can count me in on that. I'll make sure my game is updated and stuff while I'm eating too.
We were headed to see how things were going with him at the moment.
Ah, right. Yes. I remember now.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too. It's good to see all of you.
Are these all the people who died? Wait, it totally is.
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for. Why, I wasn't even the guarantor for that person. They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor, Obina, was getting fed up with them.
Sometimes force is required to calm someone down and get them to listen to what you have to say.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss Navia again?
Oh, yes. One moment, I have it right here. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. They're a very good variety, and they'll become very big and beautiful once they bloom. I don't know what we would have done without your help, so this is a little token of our appreciation. I hope you won't refuse.
Ah, did you cultivate them yourself? Thank you so much. I'll certainly take them. Malus, we do still have some empty flower pots at home, right?
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Mrs. Burnett's flowers.
Very well.
Wait. Something seems to be off here.
Either she's like in a dead world or... Especially if she's detecting something off. This can't be a flashback. She's like in some kind of dead world where they're then gonna tell her like, wake up! It's time to wake up!
Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken, your name is Burnett, correct?
That's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met, but your name seemed familiar to me. I must have heard it when I was discussing things with your husband previously. I've heard this name before. Sometime recently, I'm sure of it. And why are there so few people around here? Where did everyone go?
Ooh, what kind of gaming laptop? Because I got one too. I mean, that's literally what I'm running off of, and it's totally being abused with all I have plugged into it. And I used to have another one too. I had like a one gaming laptop, then an actual tower setup, then a gaming laptop. Acer, okay, I haven't heard of that brand. But I don't know a lot of people that have gaming laptops. It's not like they're bad, but people tend to like towers. But towers are so expensive. That's good that it's decent though.
We must mind the time, demoiselle. We still have important things to attend to today.
Huh? We do? Like what?
Well, now, did you forget?
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please, come to the Opera House. Your trial is about to begin.
What trial?
My trial? Wait, why would I need to go to the Opera House?
Yes, she's right, demoiselle. It's just about time now, so we should get going.
Oh? All right then.
The trial of whether she lives or not. Miraculously.
Look, it's Navia! She's here!
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
I think it's just all the people who died.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be oddly excited about something. I even know some of these people. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. Why are so many people here? And why do I have no recollection of this case? And as for the judge... huh? Where's Monsieur Neuvillette?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver and I shall accompany you.
All right. But are you sure you can stand behind me?
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on, do they have any idea what they're doing?
Seriously.
Enough with the whispering! Could someone please tell me where Monsieur Neuvillette is? And why I'm standing trial?
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet realized what you've done? In that case, allow me to explain. As all here know, you are Master Callus's successor, the head of the Spina di Rosula, someone held in high regard by every soul in Poisson.
Oh, this is totally like a whole guilt trip thing.
After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callus had. If anyone in need reached out to you for help, you responded. Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates, nearly everyone in the Spina di Rosula fought for the well-being of those in Poisson.
Wait a moment. Aren't you just proving that I'm a good person?
Yes, correct. Absolutely right. And that is why you stand accused. You have helped so many people get through so many difficulties. You are one with us. We are inseparable.
Don't keep her down here. Let her live. This is a total guilt trip thing for her.
We are one big family. All of us who are from Poisson, inextricably linked. And with you being so important, we couldn't possibly do without you. Therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you guilty, and you shall stay here. You will be together with us forever.
Huh? What are you saying? Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed done a lot for my hometown, and I would be willing to be with you all, but what is the purpose of having me stand here like this? What is there to discuss?
Ah, well, if that's what you think, then I have no further comments.
How wonderful, Miss Navia!
She doesn't realize what she said.
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now. Yes, I get it. This trial is...
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's guilty!
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mistress Ronville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master Callus couldn't stop her.
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual, extending her hand to help others. Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontainians here. This is the nation of justice, the nation of Hydro! Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return to everyone. Water accepts all, blends with all. It will surely accept her kindness. Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro, and in the end, everyone shall meld together. Thus, when a unanimous opinion emerges. That opinion represents justice.
Let her live. Please.
Now I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay. We and Navia are one.
And you would call this justice? Preposterous. You are merely jealous that Demoiselle still has a chance to exist as an individual. Have you forgotten how much you all once longed to become individuals, to become independent?
Do you mean to defy our justice?
That's really creepy. It did the effect, but it's still really creepy.
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall defend Demoiselle, and that is how we will enforce justice.
My head... it hurts.
Demoiselle.
Silver, it hurts. My head is spinning. All I can see is stars swirling in front of me. I remember now. Everything that seemed odd from the very beginning. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Damn. That's one cool sequence. Sometimes like Genshin animation ends up like delayed so it doesn't look as cool as it really could, which could just be because like it has to apply to all the languages it provides. So then some of the dialogue doesn't match up. But that's a cool flash sequence.
Don't be afraid, and don't admit guilt. We will protect you to the very end.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of trials, the majority is absolute justice. We are the will of all. Don't let them escape! We shall keep Navia here with us!
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us.
No.
After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying?
No more excuses!
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
Oh, that's really creepy. So they got like kind of all the missing, maybe either girls or they're actually just representing all the people as being sucked into an individual, like into one person. That's what they're doing here. I don't think any of those words that came out of my mouth made sense.
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia, she...
Silence.
Let's go.
That's...
Neuvillette comes for justice.
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense and cannot constitute a proper trial. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized party.
Our thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
But...
Go on now, Demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place. What, can't bear to leave us behind or something?
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be our last goodbye.
Malus. Silver.
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye, Demoiselle.
Oh, and then we get flashbanged. That wasn't so nice, but That was a very sweet moment.
Farewell.
So they were still themselves even in the end.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were defending me at some insane trial.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare? Paimon could give you a hug.
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but
What is it?
I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you.
Malus and Silver!
Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
So people that are dissolved became Oceanids?
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Please come with me.
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Why do you look so stiff all of a sudden? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and then have nothing to talk about?
I suppose so.
By the way, Sigewinne sends her regards.
Ah, Sigewinne.
Sigewinne.
I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the Fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewinne would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewinne made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the Fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then.
You're the expert here, Paimon. What should we talk about? We're totally just gonna talk about food.
So, Neuvillette, you're probably quite the swimmer, huh?
Paimon, that's so bad.
Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere. Let's try something else. How did you find these ruins? Did the knave tell you?
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large quantity of supplies to the area. Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave, and we had a chat. She informed me that she had asked you to investigate the ancient ruins here.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. We didn't think exploring the ruins would take very long, and who would have thought you'd wrap things up so quickly?
I mean, he does this for a living. I hope Navia can get back up on her feet.
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one joins
I didn't want to override their dialogue.
Crush. Shudder. Freeze to the core.
Let's try and take it out in one blow. Come on. When that all goes off, please finish it. Yeah, let's go. I still need her crit to be up a bit more. Oh. It's so weird when the FOV changes, but I guess this place is pretty huge.
Another unstable path. Watch your step.
I'm trying. Ooh. Oh, come on. Trying to be careful here. Everything is pretty ancient though. So a little tricky business.
Watch out! There are rocks falling over here!
Rest and revamp. Beg for mercy.
They're almost all gone.
Shudder.
I'm so glad that this team works. It's not what I initially have it for, but ooh, that's so weird. But just like, oh shoot. Okay, gotta focus. Because we are soon going to perish if I do not focus on where we are going. Okay, we're good. Thank God I had enough sprint for that. But I'm actually using most of these people as Genshin wants you to. Like, you know, Diluc main DPS, Venti for his burst, and using his ult to kind of gather people. But I'm using Kokomi also as a, well, I would as a DPS, but I got Eula. So I don't need 3 main DPSs as this game would call it. Oh great.
Flames, purge!
This is going to be fun.
Vengeance will be mine. Beg for mercy.
If I can at least knock these 2 down, it won't be as bad.
Time for takeoff.
Dog.
I think that went right into the wall.
My flame.
Oh, shoot. Well, they took him out. It's not great.
Crush.
So if I can freeze everything, it'll at least be a bit better, and we need to move. This is a very small room for this.
Shudder.
Okay. Now this guy.
Hold the line.
Beg for
You ain't gonna do anything, buddy.
More speed. Shudder.
It's kind of moments where I wish I had gotten you up in levels. Alright. Start whatever this thing is. Elevator? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it's kind of like those water teleports in Kanamiya. To get around. I'm sure it could totally be the exact same thing. Alright, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. I gotta do something real quick. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I was getting a call to then place my order in for food. Some people in the house are gonna go grab food. Since I think we'll probably end the stream in about 30-ish minutes or so. So then I can take a break, have some time to eat, and then we'll be back over on Twitch.
Looks like we've reached the end.
I'm glad I was able to at least, you know, do one collab this week since Friday didn't exactly work out because a few people bailed and I didn't know the rest of the people, so I wasn't comfortable staying.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Stone slates? It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
It looks kind of like the illustration of the prophecy.
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
Yeah, it's totally ruined.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past. Say what?
It's making a prophecy. They made the prophecy in the past to tell the future.
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be destroyed?
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second slate, for example.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people behind her doing the same. She's facing this... what is this? Some kind of island in the sky?
Maybe Conria? Or wherever the Archons, like the origin of the Archons lie?
And is that Lady Farina in the third image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it. Are they all in the water?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
Yes, they do seem to match.
More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it, most likely due to us missing the first slate. I am very sorry.
Alright, we'll have to hold it here for just a moment, as I am being called to ask about food. So in the meantime, hope none of the characters are gonna spring up and say dialogue while I'm gone. But let me I'll put on some Genshin related music. Except I do not have anything Fontaine in this playlist, so I do apologize. It will pretty much all be Mondstadt. So let's hope it's not too loud. But I'll be right back. This should probably only take a minute or two. Hello, I'm back, and I didn't realize my music was on shuffle, so just noticed it was on Halo music. So, after these few lines of dialogue, I will have to cut stream a little bit short so I can go get dinner because dinner is being ordered now, and so I'm going to want to eat. So, sadly, we won't really make it to 3 hours, but we'd be close. So, let me get through this dialogue, and then we should be good.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient stone slates isn't one of your duties.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you look at them together.
I get what you mean, Paimon. The issue is the order of the third and the fourth images, right?
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
The second image is also quite concerning. What sin are the people in the images confessing to?
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, why would she be in such a posture? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy? Does that mean that someone, or some people, once saw these slates?
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained here, so let's head back first.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
I wonder if Farina will actually know anything. Honestly, who created the slates doesn't matter now. The real question is whether things will truly play out as the prophecy foretells or not. Alright, let's get these goods.
More speed.
Leave the ruins. And then hopefully not get thrown into more dialogue. Oh,
Let's
gonna
split up
cutscene
here.
though.
I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is. There's some things you just need to be there for yourself.
You still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon's already beat.
Just head back to the Fleuve Cendre and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Rest well, everyone. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning to ask about the stone slates. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office. I will share the results of our discussion with you.
Alright, see you tomorrow.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem? Paimon's getting a little scared now that it's come to this.
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fleuve Cendre is always open to you as ever, so please don't think you're an imposition. All right, I'll be on my way then.
Navia and Neuvillette both depart. You and Paimon head to Spindola Rosa place at that destination.
We're finally back!
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Oh?
Yay! And there's good food too! Navi, no, the boss is the best.
You did great as well, Paimon.
Ooh, desserts! Nice! These are all Paimon's! today.
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
Huh?
It's you two. What are you doing in Fontaine?
Mona?
Did the stars not tell you that we might meet here?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontainian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. Quite unexpectedly, if I might add. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstadt surname?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name. There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my surprise, however, Magistus is not the name of some ancient house or clan.
Alright, this sucks to really pause in the middle of dialogue, but I will sadly have to end it here, but I'll be back on Twitch at 7 p.m. CST. So, if my commands work right, that should have my Twitch, otherwise it is under the same name. So I will see you guys there. Sorry for the rushing ending. Bye bye and thank you all for joining!